Hey there, cat lovers. Have you ever felt like your cat is more than just a pet, like you understand each other on a deeper level, like they're family? But more than that, well, you might have a soul cat. Today we're going to explore 7 signs that show if your cat is truly your soul companion. We'll talk about how these furry little gurus come into our lives, how they change us for the better, and how to know if you've found one of your own. And if you love learning about the unique ways cats enrich our lives, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, The Kitty Kingdom. Let's dive in. We all know the saying, dogs have owners, cats have staff, but a soul cat, well, that's a different story. Sometimes we walk into a shelter with a specific cat in mind and walk out with a completely different one who chose us. Other times a stray wanders into our lives, decides they're home, and simply refuses to leave. However a soul cat enters your life, it'll feel less like a choice and more like destiny. Almost immediately, you'll start noticing all the little ways you fit together. Maybe you both love waking up early to watch the sunrise, or curling up with a good book on a rainy afternoon. Whatever it is, that deep sense of connection, of knowing, is the first sign you've found something special. It's like they were always meant to be a part of your world, and suddenly you can't imagine life without them. Think about your own cat for a moment. Did they just wander in out of the blue like they owned the place? Did you make eye contact with them at the shelter and just know? Share your story in the comments below. One of the most amazing things about soul cats is the way they can shift our entire energy. You know that warm, fuzzy feeling you get when your cat curls up on your lap and starts purring? That's not just cuteness overload, that's your soul cat working their magic. Soul cats are like little furry energy healers. They can sense when we're feeling down, stressed, or out of balance, and they instinctively know how to help. Sometimes it's just their presence, other times it's a gentle head boop or a pleading meow for cuddles. But here's the thing about soul cats. Their positive influence extends far beyond those moments of direct contact. You might notice that you're smiling more often, feeling more optimistic, even when your cat's off napping in a sunbeam somewhere. That's because the bond you share with your soul cat goes beyond the physical realm. It's a deep, spiritual connection that brings a sense of peace, harmony, and yes, even happiness into your life. Now, we've talked about how soul cats can bring balance and joy into our lives. But here's the thing about deep connections. They work both ways. Just like we feel a profound bond with our soul cats, they feel it with us too. And that means that when we're not around, they can feel it deeply. Separation anxiety is something a lot of cats experience, but for soul cats, it can be even more intense. Think about it. These are creatures who are deeply in tune with our emotions, who thrive on our energy. When that energy is suddenly gone, it's only natural for them to feel a little lost, a little anxious. So what are the signs of separation anxiety in a soul cat? You might notice them becoming extra clingy before you leave, or acting out in destructive ways while you're gone. They may even refuse to eat or use the litter box until you return. It breaks our hearts to see our furry friends distressed. But remember, there are ways to help. We'll cover that in a future video, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Ever get the feeling your cat can read your mind? With soul cats, it's not just a feeling, it's their superpower. They have this uncanny ability to sense not just our emotions, but also our true feelings towards others. You know how some dogs will bark at strangers just in case they're a threat? Well, cats are much more discerning. A soul cat won't just dislike someone because they're different. They look at hearts, not appearances. So if your cat hisses at someone you just met, don't be so quick to scold them. They might be picking up on something you're not consciously aware of. Maybe that person gives off bad vibes, or maybe they remind your cat of someone who wasn't so nice in the past. On the flip side, if your cat instantly warms up to someone purring and rubbing against their legs, that's a good sign that this person is someone you can trust. Your soul cat is essentially giving them their paw of approval. Think about it. Cats have been revered as protectors and guardians in many cultures throughout history. They're deeply intuitive creatures, and their connection to us allows them to tap into something deeper, something beyond our everyday senses. Whispers of the soul understanding your cat's language. We've all been there. You're thinking about something and suddenly your cat does something completely random that seems to perfectly reflect your thoughts. A coincidence? With soul cats, I don't think so. Soul cats are masters of non-verbal communication. They communicate through meows, purrs, tail twitches, and even the way they look at us. And because our bond is so strong, we become more attuned to their subtle cues. Think about it like this. You spend years with someone, you learn to read their body language, even anticipate their needs without them saying a word. It's the same with soul cats, except they communicate with ear swivels and slow blinks instead of words. They might nudge you with their head when you're feeling down, or sit by the door when you're about to leave, even if you haven't made any outward signs of doing so. It's like this deep understanding goes both ways. You might find yourself instinctively knowing when your cat is hungry, thirsty, or needs some playtime. It's like you've developed your own secret language, a language only the two of you understand. The path to growth life lessons from our feline gurus. Now, I know what you're thinking. Life lessons from a cat? Hear me out. Soul cats are like little furry Zen masters in disguise. They don't preach or judge, they teach by example. They remind us to live in the moment, to find joy in the simple things like a sunbeam nap or a good head scratch. They teach us about patience, about setting boundaries, about the importance of self-care. Ever notice how your cat isn't afraid to ask for what they want? Whether it's attention, food, or just a warm lap to sit on. They're not being demanding, they're teaching us to advocate for our own needs. And let's not forget about resilience. Cats are incredibly adaptable creatures. They take changes in stride, bouncing back from setbacks with an enviable grace. These are all qualities that can benefit us in our own lives if we're open to learning. Having a soul cat is a gift, a constant source of love, companionship, and yes, even wisdom. They challenge us to be better versions of ourselves, to live more authentically, to embrace the present moment. The ripple effect, soul cats, and our connections. We often think of cats as solitary creatures, but the truth is they have a way of bringing people together. Soul cats in particular seem to have a knack for attracting the right people into our lives. Maybe you adopted your soul cat from a shelter and ended up making friends with the volunteers. Or maybe your cat's quirky personality is a great conversation starter, leading to new friendships and social connections. Soul cats can also help to strengthen our existing relationships. They give us something positive to focus on, a common ground to bond over. And let's be honest, who can resist a cute cat photo? Sharing those adorable moments with friends and family is a great way to stay connected, but it goes beyond that. Soul cats encourage us to be more present, more mindful, more in tune with our emotions, and those qualities, in turn, can make us better friends, partners, and family members. They remind us to slow down, to appreciate the simple things, to be present in the moment. And those are the ingredients that make for truly meaningful connections, both with our feline companions and with the people around us. Have you found your soul cat? Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the Kitty Kingdom for more amazing cat content. Do you recognize any of these signs in your own feline friend? Have you experienced that deep, soulful connection that makes a cat more than just a pet? Let us know in the comments if you think you have a soul cat. We love hearing your stories. See you next time.